but a dark, and I don't ever see the bright side. My mind incubates evil as time flies. I try to fight my devious thoughts, but you don't need a playground to be seeing us all. 1 minute I'm tamed and I'm insane, I'm never steady. The thoughts in my head are deadly, I'm always on the edge of stressing. I talk with the devil daily while going in a fifth of any. Vibing to the sounds of dire while lost in the deadly medley. When I'm not rapping, nothing is said. I'm the monster under the bed, of the monster under your bed. Been doing these sick doings like there ain't shit to it. In a new skin suit, say that I'm inhuman. Come under the influence of sin, looming to get who I can get, and then use them like a pin cushion. Sickness, wear which logo, I stick to it like a coverless comic. I don't know what my issue is. What's to live into a life ender? I just gotta leave a dead body every place that I enter. That's without nothing to show and prove. Just know if there's no hope for me, then there's no hope for you. What's to live into a life ender? I just gotta leave a dead body every place that I enter. That's without nothing to show and prove. Just know if there's no hope for me, then there's no hope for you.
Don't really obey, not okay, another life ender. I killed your mom, she made a nice dinner. Another day, my frustrations are building. Need to find another way to compensate for the killing. But that's complicated when you're not willing. I get an odd feeling, and when you won't stop squilling, that equals uncontrollable laughter. Texting while driving down a road to disaster with an open container, hoping a stranger jaywalking gets mangled. Insanity entangled, I'm talking to the bottle. Sold my soul, I'm no role model. Beams A-star if you get hit full throttle. I'm drunk, probably thinking that it's Grand Theft Auto. Stop, put your body in the trunk, clean clothes. Now Billy wearing blood like a mink coat. Fresh right, dressed like Thomas Hewitt at a gang rally. Loner people wearing nooses hang around me. Life ender.
What's to live into a life ender? I just gotta leave a dead body every place that I enter. That's without nothing to show and prove. Just know if there's no hope for me, then there's no hope for you. What's to live into a life ender? I just gotta leave a dead body every place that I enter. That's without nothing to show and prove. Just know if there's no hope for me, then there's no hope for you.
Yo, it's Joey Black, I got the swagger of a cigarette. I sent your little sister dick pictures via internet. She said my dick was crooked, but she bought my album anyway. I'm a favorite poet, now I'm going out like Hemingway. Fucked her in her ass and made her wear my mask backwards, and called her a fag and gay bashed her after. I scored with a pregnant lady and spiked the baby. Big white violent lately, Mike Mullally with a spiked it lately. Driving crazy on the wrong side of the road, walking through a temple with a gun to the side of my door. Like, what's up, motherfuckers? Hallelujah, how you doing? Life is just a movie, and it's time to start shooting hardcore like Mick Foley, mixed with a bit of Crowley. Church is over, homie. I'ma leave your ghost holy. I'm just a drug addict on a spinal bender with the hope that his last pills for real a life bender.
What's to live into a life ender? I just gotta leave a dead body every place that I enter. That's without nothing to show and prove. Just know if there's no hope for me, then there's no hope for you. What's to live into a life ender? I just gotta leave a dead body every place that I enter. That's without nothing to show and prove. Just know if there's no hope for me, then there's no hope for you.
What up, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of Pebs Power Hour. I want to thank y'all for joining me here tonight. We got a special night tonight. I have a special guest coming on. We have Donnie Menace that will be coming on soon. I figured I'd play y'all a little track that he done with the Allah Zuli Lou. Hope y'all enjoyed that. It's a fire-ass track. So thank y'all for joining me here tonight on this fine Friday evening as we inch closer and closer to Camp Zool 2. It's coming, y'all, and it's coming quickly. So let's see, who we got in the chat already? We got the Zooligan Raider, D. Hayes. Beers up to you. We got Mike the Handsaw Santal in the chat. And we have Sebastful. What's up, Sebastful? So, What do we got going on tonight, Zooligans? It's Friday night. It's the night before the weekend officially starts. And I'm ready to party. I'm ready for Cam to be here. We only got a little bit of time left, a little bit more to wait, Zooligans, and it's going to be here. Got the Zooligan Hermit in the chat. What's up, bro? So I'm sure all y'all are excited as I am for Camp Zool 2. We've seen the timeline. We know it's stacked. We know that we're going to have a hell of a time at camp this year. It's going to be warm. We're going to trade our thick socks and our hoodies for our bug spray. I'm still going to wear long socks at camp because I don't like the mosquitoes biting my legs. So you'll see me in long socks and possibly a thin, light shirt at night. Keep the mosquitoes off me. I don't like them getting my blood. Hey, Handsaw, that's a classic. You should record that and throw it up. All right, y'all. Well, I do have my special guest here. So I want all y'all to welcome LSP recording artist, Donnie Menace. Donnie, how are you doing tonight? I think you may be on mute, Donnie.
Hear me now?
There you go.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Doing great here on Friday night, getting ready to cruise into the weekend.
I hear you. Same here.
So I do want to thank you for joining me tonight, Donnie. I know you're a busy man. You have a very busy schedule. So
Hey, no,
thank you for joining me here. So Donnie, for the uninitiated, where I wanted to start off at with you is basically your roots in music. So let's say like when you was first introduced to music, who was you listening to on the come up?
Jesus Christ. Like I've been listening to raps and I've been into music honestly since as long as I can remember, because my uncle was a drummer and he was also a hip hop head at the same time. He was a drummer for a metal band, and but he also primarily listened to rap as well. So if he wasn't listening to one, he was listening to the other or practicing the one and the other, what his drum set. So from like even at an early phase, like when I was little, like I was into shit like Heavy D, Naughty by Nature, fucking Ice Cube, Wu-Tang, shit like that. Early, like when even in like the early 90s and shit when I was little. And then just as I got older, I started getting in it. Also with me growing up around metal as well, I fucked with like Pantera occasionally, early Metallica, fucking Slayer, like a lot more primarily thrash metal than anything else. And of course, like when I got older, I started coming across like more like just like the horrorcore side of things, whether it be like the wicked shit or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like I started finding that more in my teenage years, but like primarily, like I want to say, like I've always been around rap and hip hop in general, and I've always found myself drawn more to the darker part of the shit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. So let's say for the underground portion of it, who can you remember? Who was like your introduction to the underground?
Like most people, to be honest, like most people is like definitely ICP for sure. I was already, like I said, I was already like kind of drawn to more darker shit already. Like, cause like before that, like I was really, this was like around the time like There Is a Dark Side from Redman and a lot of shit like that was coming out with more darker imagery. But like I remember seeing like the Great Malenko commercial on TV when I was like a kid and wondering like who the fuck are these guys? Because it was already dope because it was the commercial that had Halls of Illusions on it, and like that was like my first time ever hearing some shit like that, or even having that fusion of like the guitars with the beats the way it was, other than like Run DMC or some shit, you know. So like I was already blown away by just that. I, for some odd reason, because I was a kid and I seen this commercial like mad late, I didn't remember the name of the group or the fucking album. But fast forward like a year later, I seen them on like pop up with the oddities on with fucking on WWF and shit, and I ended up finding the record from that, and that from there finding them led to me discovering shit like Esham, back tracing into like the fucking roots of the NYC horrorcore with the Flatliners and the Gravediggers and a lot of that shit as well. And just, you know, everything just stemmed from that, you know.
Mm-hmm. I was actually just listening to the Gravediggers the other day.
Oh yeah, the first two were.
Yeah, they definitely they pushed the boundaries there.
Yeah, man. Fuck it, it's
So now,
crazy just hearing just how different RZA is on that record just compared to Wu-Tang. But it's like wild though, because you can still kind of hear that they were done around the same time frame, just with his style and delivery and shit on them.
Yeah. I have to say my first introduction was Esham. I was born and raised up in Michigan, and I had heard Esham first. And shortly after I heard Esham, I started listening to ICP, and then got into the Gravediggers, and just everything underground I can get my hands on. You know, I was in it.
Nah, that's dope, man. That's one thing I always envy about a lot of cats that like grew up around the Midwest, because they got a lot of like the early phases of the Midwestern portions of this shit, where it's like the things that I only got to read about or hear stories about, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, even I remember when I went out to Hollow Wicked a couple years back, and I went to like Rock of Ages and just bug it out, seeing just all the fucking OG Nodis and Esham tapes and shit in there, you know?
Yeah, Rock of Ages is dope.
Yeah, man, that store is fucking ill. Just walking around and just seeing all just a lot of the old school shit they carry in there, you know?
Yeah. So Donnie, I was going back and I was going over your catalog earlier today.
Right.
And actually I was listening, I think it's a fairly new one. It's called Who Slashed Ya?
Bet, yes.
Yep. Now the production on that one is fire. Who produced that one?
That was me, actually. That is one of my more recent beats of me returning back to producing after not really doing beats like myself 100% for like some years. The last couple I've just been silently practicing and getting back into it, but that was one of the first ones I was like, you know what, nah, I'm gonna use this, you know.
It's fire. Yeah, one of the bars you spit on there about the corpse special and about the whore being headless, I was like, wow,
Hey,
bars are fire.
thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah. And also, I was going back and I noticed that you got videos on YouTube that go back like 8 years, and they were high quality videos too. You know, while I was peeping them videos, I was like, Donnie's been doing it for grip.
Hey, I'm sorry, bro. What was it you were asking before that? Like my audio cut out for like a half a second, so I missed like part of what you were saying right there.
Oh no, I was talking about some of your older videos on YouTube.
Right.
Yep. And I was noticing they go back like 8 years.
Yeah, man. I've been on and off. I've been doing music for a minute, man. It's been definitely a lot of trial and error with me. We're just trying to find where my balance was with a lot of things. Mixture of that and just, how can I put it? Had a couple of run-ins with the law that kind of set things back over time. So I've been, but yeah, but like the last, like, I want to say like few years, like recently, within the last like 5, I want to say maybe 8, 6 or so, I've been definitely getting everything where I needed to be and set up. And yeah, that's where we're at now. And finally, I feel like I'm in a position where I'm comfortable to do a lot of things where you need to be done, you know?
Dope. I was also peeping out some of your old the rap battle videos.
Yeah.
Oh, you was on there slaughtering them.
Yeah, that was definitely an early time of mine. I, to be transparent, cringe at some of my old footage these days just because of some of the things that are said on it and it not aging well, to say the least. But nah, yeah, it was definitely it was definitely something where we're just earning stripes, and for sure, like, how can I testing out what works and what doesn't in terms of just like material and timing and overall performance and shit. Like, it was, ironically, when I did a lot of those, that was also during a period of time when I was having my law issues because I couldn't leave the state. So one of the leagues I was around was right where I was. So I did a lot of shit there because it was just easy exposure without me needing to hit the road because I couldn't, you know?
And actually, I was gonna go over my first exposure of you, Donnie. I'd heard the track that you done with the Allah Zulilu, the Life Enders.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Actually, I played that tonight for everyone to listen to before we come on. And after I listened to that, I brought your name up. I was talking to Joey Black, and Joey Black had nothing but praise for you, bro.
Oh yeah, Joey's my dude, man.
He said that you was one of the fiercest rappers in the underground, and he said you're definitely not one to be messed with.
That's an honor coming from Joey, man. Joe, Billy, and Lee, those are my dudes, man. We go I go back with Joe and Billy more than I know Lee, because I've known Joey and Bill since they've had a lot of the different variations of the group members when they've been over time and shit. But I've known them at least since when did I meet them? 2015, I think. But yeah, those dudes as well, man. That was one thing that always linked. When we ended up tongue twister, Jesus Christ. That's one of the things that linked us up, was just respect for one another's writing skills and shit like that. Because to me, Joey and Bill are fucking. Joey, Bill, and Lee are fucking dope. But my first time hearing Joey and Bill, when it was just them two, it blew me the fuck away. I heard them rapping, walking by the stage they were playing at the gathering. I was like, yo, who the fuck is this? And then we ended up meeting afterwards and shit,
That's dope. I'm glad you got linked up with them, because it's you guys spit some fire for sure.
Yeah, man. Those guys are the truth, man. For real, it's always an honor to work with them, man. And it's been great knowing a lot of the things we've been doing over time, and to many more,
Yep. And that's why you got the invite to camp last year. Even though it was a little cold.
Oh, dude, I had a fucking blast regardless. I cracked my jokes about it being cold, but it was still a great fucking time regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Well, this year it should be better, because we ain't gonna have all that coldness. Had to fight the mosquitoes a little bit, but I'd rather fight the mosquitoes than the cold.
Oh yeah, you already know all day. I'd much rather have sweaty balls than have my balls shriveled up.
So yeah, we're definitely happy to have you back for camp this year, Donnie. We know it's going to be a dope time all the way around.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to come back, man. It was a blast last time, and I can't wait to do it again this year, especially off the strength of a lot of even the activities that were meant to be done that couldn't be done last year are going to be able to this year because of the weather conditions.
Yep. Now, Donnie, I know you were speaking earlier about how you had produced a track here recently. You do producer work.
Right.
Are you mostly producing your own music now, or are you? How's that work?
How can I put it? All right, so the record that I'm about to put out, which is coming out as far as last I talked with Scum, we're shooting for July right now. I produced about 85% of this one. And I have another one that's supposed to be coming out this year, and that one will probably be about 50% produced by me, because I do still have some tracks on that one that I have from other producers. Because what even led to me getting back into producing as much as I have was the real reason why my records never came out since right when I first signed to LSP, which was, I can't fucking believe it, but almost 2 years ago now. Was right when after I signed and I came back from Gorefest and I was getting them ready, my hard drive got fucked up and I lost everything. I couldn't even get it salvaged. I brought it to 2 different fucking data salvage companies, the whole nine, and just the damage that happened to it was unrepairable, unfortunately. So I went to start reaching out to a lot of the old producers, and the producers I bought the beats from originally, they ain't have the fucking session files no more, and my stupid ass didn't have it backed up the way I should have. I was actually waiting for another drive to come in so I could transfer everything over as a backup when the fucking thing happened. So I ended up having to reproduce a lot of stuff myself, which ended up being a blessing in disguise, honestly, because I'm honestly happier with a lot of the way these newer songs came out. But with that being said, yeah, I'm doing a good chunk of my production now. I haven't 100% produced one of my projects upcoming yet, but in due time I will. But I definitely will say I'm doing a good chunk of it on my next upcoming releases.
That's dope. I'd like to hear. Billy's producing now. I'd like to hear you and Billy producing on some shit. That'd be dope.
Yeah, I would definitely fucking rock over his shit. And I would love to trade off with him, man, because I've heard some of his recent beats too. His shit's dope.
Yep. Yeah.
In fact, on the subject of beats, not to cut you off, sorry, fucking Same Poetry, it's his next single actually I produced. It's I'm not going to say more than that, but yeah, his next single that he's putting out after the one he just did is actually what I did the beat for.
Dope. Speaking of insane poetry, I seen. Was you on a show with him just a while back here?
Like a concert?
Yeah, concert. Yeah.
Shit. When was the last time we played?
Maybe it was Scum that I seen you was with.
That might have been Scum, yeah, because the last time we played together was I think that was when I was out in Dallas. Then I was back in August.
Well, you had a show on your birthday, I think, right? I saw.
Yeah, no, that was the Rock the Dock tour. Yeah, I was out there and I played the California date with that was the one with Scum and DJ Clay and Light and everybody and Big Hoodoo.
Yeah,
that show was ill, man. It was out in Lancaster.
I seen that selfie that y'all got. It was like, well, no, let's see, was it Kung Fu Vampire there too?
No, that was the San Jose date. That was the day before the one I played.
Gotcha. Okay. That little tour was rolling hard.
Yeah, man, that shit was ill, man. It was a good time up there for sure. I was trying to pop up over because the same day Dario Trill had his show over in Los Angeles. I was trying to make it where I can visit both of the fucking shows because the venues weren't that far away from each other. But just me trying to get up to the fucking out to California from the start, like everything I had mapped out when I woke up in the morning, I just had a rough morning to say the least. It set all my shit back. So by the time I ended up even getting in the state, I had less than any time to even get up to the show I'm supposed to play, you know?
Donnie, we got a comment here from Mike the Handsaw Santal. He said the first time he heard you was a track on Cryptic's Venom mixtape, CT Choppers.
Wow, good shit. Shout out to my boy Cryptic from out fucking Connecticut, man. That's my dude. That's old school shit. That's hell yeah.
So Donnie, out here on the Power Hour, we like to talk movies, mask, and music. Now, we went over quite a bit of music so far, and I know you do a couple different styles. You do face paint with your face, right? But you wear a mask as well, right?
I mean, I really have never painted it on stage per se. Like if I go out or some shit like that, or on Halloween, or if I'm just out jugging to keep it real, like at a show, I'll paint it, a variation of it. But I've never actually done it for like stage per se. Like my main stage shit is really just a mask format.
Dope. I think I'd seen where after camp last year you had a mask that you did a giveaway on.
Yeah, that was after the Super Show. I did a fucking raffle because I had the tickets I was getting off, and yeah, it was Jack Lope actually that won the raffle from that one.
Dope. So Donnie, this year at camp, can we expect to see any? Are you bringing any merch with you to camp? Any new merch?
Yes, I am. I will have all of my designs that are on the LSP shop, as well as a couple of the joints that are from my web store right now. I'm gearing up to get a lot of more new shit. It just unfortunately won't be there at camp because it's going to be part of my rollout for my release, which is going to be around July. But I will have things up there. I will have my shirts. I'll have my snapbacks, and and I have my CDs up there.
Dope. So definitely keep an eye out for that, Zooligans at camp. Get you some fresh new threads, something for your head. So you say July is going to be is when you're eyeballing to release the new one, eh?
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be June, but the LSP already has like 3 records coming out that month. So just for the sake of not going overkill for that month, I'm shooting for July just so I got a clean month for myself. And plus, it just gives me a little bit more time to tighten up a couple of these things that are like, I'm actually more or less happy that we decided to push it back on because nothing bad, just a couple of things. Like I had a couple of artwork things where it's like at the last second I noticed, you know what, this might look better if I do this. Nothing where it's like crucial, but the fact that I can do it, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to. So just little things allow me to tighten up just a couple of things for the release.
July would make the perfect month. Bring the heat during the heat.
Yes, sir.
So, Donnie, what are you currently watching? Anything? Are you streaming anything that you could recommend to me? Seen any new movies, perhaps?
I've been watching. Let's see. I've been really just on a comedy kick lately more than anything else. I've been watching the most recent Reno 911 fucking season that's on Roku TV. The channel's free, but I've been watching that. I'm like halfway through it. I'm like, on that one. What else? Were you like a fan of shit like the Boondocks or anything like that back in the day?
Did you talk about the cartoon or like the Boondocks Saints movie?
Like the cartoon, the Boondocks.
I've seen it. Yeah, it was dope.
If you have like the humor, if you have a sense of humor like the Chappelle show and like the old school Boondocks cartoons and shit, there's a show called Bust Down that's on the Peacock network. It's only like 6 episodes, but it has Chris Redd from SNL on it, and it's fucking and the comedian Jack Knight, and that show's fucking hilarious. It's only 6 episodes because it's a pilot right now, but it's in my opinion it's one of the funniest things I've seen in a minute. I've been watching that like over and over again. And what the fuck is it? There's this other show my girl just put me on to. Forget the name of it, but it's on Hulu. It takes place in like this small town in Ohio. It's kind of shot like The Office, but I'm mad I can't think of the name of it right now. Without the name, it's useless. But if it comes to me, I'll bring it up. But yeah, I've really just been watching those right now more than anything else. I've been really just working on music, and I've been at time to really do shit right now.
Are you a fan of the comic book movies, Donnie? Marvel or DC?
If I can watch them, yes. My biggest issue with comic movies now is the fact that I can't find one that's under fucking 2 hours. But if they're on, I'll watch them. I did enjoy the Peacemaker series though a lot.
That Peacemaker was dope.
Yeah, that was great.
I've been contemplating on whether or not I want to watch the new Morbius movie with Jared Leto. They got it streaming now.
Do they?
I heard a lot of bad things about it, but I think I might still go in at it once I can get it real cheap.
Yeah, I'll check it out. That's the thing that kills me is just so many come out now. It's hard to even keep track, man.
True.
Which is awesome for like if you're a diehard comic fan, but it's like, which there's nothing wrong with it if you are, but it's just I try to get into it, then I almost get intimidated by how many come out because I know they all tie into each other, you know?
Yeah, once you get into it, it's a constant process. I mean, there's some guys on YouTube who make a living just talking about the Marvel movies and how they tie in and what's coming and all that. And they make good money on YouTube, get a lot of views.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's just the only thing that sucks is like, I mean, I know it's a good thing if they are with them all connecting like that, but it's just, I feel like I'll get fucking lost just trying to even watch one because if I don't know shit that happened in the other movies connected to it, it's like, well, what the hell? I just feel like I'm stumped the whole damn movie, you know?
Yeah, and they even made it worse now to where they're putting the TV shows on Disney Plus, where it's like now you got to watch these TV shows that's interconnected with the movies to keep up.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, because they're tied into the shows now too. That's right. Yeah, because isn't Peacemaker tied into a couple of the movies now?
Yeah, I think Peacemaker's tied into them. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, other than that, there's really nothing on my radar. There's nothing new on Netflix really. It's like it's a slow time for movies right now.
Yeah, and I tried watching the new Cat Williams special, and that was rough, and it made me chuckle a few times, but it still was not the best, not his best work to say the least.
Now, I know, Donnie, you were speaking on David Chappelle earlier. I'm sure that you've probably seen the incident that happened with David Chappelle.
Oh, yeah.
What did you think about that?
It was definitely something that is shocking to happen at a Dave Chappelle show because normally his shows have very, very high security. I've been to one. Like, you have to have your phone locked in a fucking bag and everything. So the fact that there's even footage of the incident happening is crazy in itself. But how can I put it? It's something that doesn't surprise me at the same time because, I mean, that could have went a lot worse than what it did. And because we've seen just with shit like with Dimebag Darrell, that incident, you know what I'm saying? Like, that could have went a lot fucking worse. And I'm just happy that it got handled the way it did, because unfortunately, you always will have some fucking lunatic at an event. Not always, but there's always that possibility of something like that happen. And I'm just happy that it didn't go in a worse way than what it did at this point, because just especially in the age we're in, where just everybody's looking for an excuse to get some fucking attention or clout. Like, you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it raised a lot of questions. You know, it's like, how did this dude get past the metal detector with his gun knife, and then make it all the way up front to even be able to hop on stage? You know, it was a little fishy.
Yeah, nah, it was, yeah, because for sure, because like I said, man, I've been to a Dave Chappelle concert before, like the most recent Netflix special, The Closer. I went to the tour date of that out here in Vegas, and yeah, the security was like, they make you go through this a metal detector, then from there they take your phone, put it in this lock case. It's almost like a change purse. You keep that with you, but you can't even unlock the shit until you come back out and they unlock it for you. Like, they're super secure about everything. So I don't know what the hell they were doing at that event out in Hollywood.
Yeah, something wasn't right. But the good part is that Dave Chappelle's homies got dude down and whipped his ass bad. I think they broke his arm.
Allegedly whooped his ass, you know. But
yeah, we didn't see Jon Stewart doing nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, it was, and that was well deserved at the end of the day. Like, it was one of those things where even if you felt if you don't agree with what dude says, that's your way of attacking him. Like, and what did you think was going to happen at the end of the day? That dude was a fucking idiot for even trying that, you know?
Yeah, and he was an even bigger idiot for bringing that gun knife with him. You know, it's like, you know, it had to cross his mind at one point, I'm going to use this thing, you know, and it was like, you're right, you know, it could have went a lot worse. You know, Chappelle got lucky on that incident.
Yeah, man, that definitely, it was unsettling, because of, just like I said, we've seen incidents previously where artists have ended up getting hit on fucking stage, man. And it's some scary shit to even think about, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've been to quite a few underground shows. You know, you perform them. You know, I've been to quite a few in my time, and you know, I've seen people do some crazy shit at shows. You know, try to get on stage. I saw females get up on stage and try to, you know, grind on the artist, and dudes get up there and try to put their arms around the artist. And you know, it's just like, it's always good to have security. Always have someone who's got an eye on you, and it's got an eye on, you know, what's surrounding you, you know?
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, and even unfortunately for people that just want to get on stage and just like rock with the artist for like a split second and hop back in the crowd, it's like people like the shit that happened, and that like the person that tried to attack Dave, like people like that fucked it up for just fans that just want to do some cool shit and hop back off about their business. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, now artists are always on guard, or the security's always on guard, and they just think anybody that runs up there's a possibility that they're trying to attack the person, even though their intentions may not be that at all, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely he fucked it up for people.
And it's funny, like another example of like some of the artists that stayed on guard during their time alive. I'm not sure you're familiar with who the rapper Sean Price is, but there's a video of him on YouTube where I forget what country he was out performing at, but he was rapping, and then just from the corner of his eye, he seen a fan come from like the fucking crowd, or no, from the corner of the stage, and he had no idea where he came from, and the dude like tried to throw his arm around him, and just by natural reflex, he came back around, cocked back, and slapped the shit out of him. But just the way the reaction was so fucking quick, it's hilarious.
Yeah. One that I seen do it was Afro Man.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Boy, he threw that donkey punch at that chick and knocked her cold out.
Yeah, that was rough. That one was fucking brutal. I don't justify hitting a woman or anything whatsoever. I don't know what he's seen out of his peripheral eyes, but if it was just a reaction to just seeing somebody running up on him from the corner of his eye, it happens. Especially if you're on stage and if there's lighting in your eyes, you don't see shit, you know?
Right. Yeah, so I mean, if someone wants to play that stupid game, they can win a stupid prize.
Yep, man, that's where it's at. You're taking a risk when you go up there regardless, unfortunately. And it's just, I'm not defending an artist hitting a random person whatsoever. but you're putting anybody that runs up there, you're stepping in that person's workspace and or their place of peace, so you don't know what's going to happen. It's no different than hopping in a fucking bear cage. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not supposed to be up there. Like,
Right. So yeah, and I'm sure as time goes by, you know, it's like people are, you know, getting more and more clout crazy as time goes by. You know, it was like you said, everyone's out for their 5 seconds. You know, they want that, all them clout tokens. You know, so one that gets hit bad too now is Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, you know, he's garnered such a fan base and such attention that people are always trying to put their hands on him or do something.
I don't know why. That is not no. I would never, never about life. Just no. I would no.
You know, it's like you said though too. It's like for people like me, I would love to meet Mike Tyson one day. You know, like a meet and greet or
I'd
something like
love to
that.
meet him, but never. I would never try to challenge that man, even on his worst day. No.
No, not for all the clout tokens in the world.
Yeah, no, I would not. I like having a face that I don't need to get reconstructed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that dude on the plane that he got a hold of got lucky. Apparently, he threw a water bottle at Tyson, and that's what set Tyson off. Tyson was like, "No more," and that's when he popped him 3 times.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
People that do shit like that is like, yo, you've never seen the videos of this man knocking motherfuckers out on YouTube. Like, my dad used to order his fights back in the day when he was in his prime, and he told me the story. Like, he would tell me about how he would get pissed off because the fucking pay-per-views would be like $100 or some shit, and then everybody would be waiting for the fight to happen, and the damn fight will be like 10 seconds. Like,
yeah, all that you know, excitement builds up. You just get in there and it's done.
Yep.
So yeah, Donnie, like I said, we're on the road to Camp Zool 2 here. You know, we're ready to roll, and we're ready to take on the mosquitoes this year. And camp is definitely going to be lit for sure.
All I keep hearing is the talk about mosquitoes, and it's starting to scare me. Is it really? Are the mosquitoes really that bad out in that part of Ohio?
They are. Yep.
All right, good. So I need to.
I got to go out to basically check camp out for the first time. You know, when the boys and everyone went out there, and it was during the spring. Okay. And we walked the trail, went out through there. Now, I don't think they had the grass cut yet or anything like that, but I come out and I was picking ticks off me at that time. You know, so it's not only the mosquitoes. You know, you could probably keep the mosquitoes away with the bug spray, but you're really going to have to check yourself for ticks if you go out into the grass.
Good to know. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's one of those things. I know what to expect. Like, now that I'm warned up, because I'm from Connecticut originally, so like I grew up around like bugs and shit like that. You know, my girl on the other hand, she's the one that was born and raised in the desert. So like, this is gonna be the fun one for her.
Yeah, the flying insects out here are something else. I'm in Tennessee, in East Tennessee, and it gets humid here during the summer, and the bugs are just terrible.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'll miss about the East Coast is the fucking humidity, man. I'll trade this dry heat out in Nevada for that any day.
Yeah.
One place, though, the most humid spot I've been, though, was when I went out to Texas, though, man. When I was out, like, Dallas, DFW area, you get the fucking, whatchamacallit, you get the heat that Nevada, like Las Vegas, Nevada has, plus that humidity from, like, the Midwest and East Coast, and oof, man, the moment I stepped out the van, I was pouring sweat that day, man. That shit was brutal.
See, I've never experienced the dry heat before because I've never been out west, but I have been down to Florida before where it's super humid. So, you know, I've yet to experience that dry heat yet, but I hope to one day.
It's not all right. So when you first step outside, it's a little much. Like if you come out like during the summertime, well, shit, anytime when it's over 100 degrees out here, period. The moment you get out, like your first introduction to it, when you step outside, it's gonna slap the shit out you. I'm not gonna front. It does hit you hard, but once you you're in it for a little bit, you adjust to it. It's not that bad because you notice that you're not really sweating while you're in it like that the way you normally would if it was 90 out somewhere back east or in the Midwest, you know? It's just hot. It's not like your fucking pits are just, you know.
Right. So Donnie, are you a collector? Are you a collector of any fine things? Perhaps toys, statues, anything like that?
Yeah, man. The main thing I've been still picking up on is Funko Pops. For the most part, for a minute, it's been the Rick and Morty ones, which I am still collecting. But it's mainly Rick and Morty ones, the horror ones. Whenever I see the ones I like, I'll grab them, and like any of the hip hop ones I've been getting as well. Like just actually as a birthday gift, my girl just got me this one. Hold on. Yeah, my shorty just got me this one, the fucking Life After Death album cover Biggie one and shit.
Nice.
Yeah, like that's the main things I've been on right now are the Funko Pops.
Yeah, I collected Funkos for a while, but I got out of it. I've actually got an old gun case, like one of them old shotgun rifle gun cases with the glass in it that is filled with them.
Nice.
It was just like I just ran out of room, between my action figures and my mask. It's just like those Funkos can start taking up space if you keep them in the box.
Oh man, like if you could see the way we got them set up around the house, we're happy. We got our crib has like this. There's like these, I don't want to call them shelf areas, but like they're set up where there's like these upper areas where you can store shit around like the whole like house itself because it's all one floor. So like we got all of them spread up around there because they weren't there. I don't know where the fuck we got these damn things. We got so many of them between me and my girl. Because my girl has she collects all like the Disney ones and the Nightmare Before Christmas ones and shit. So like between mine and hers, like we have a lot to say the least.
Yeah, and Funko's still going strong. It was like I didn't expect them to keep going as strong as they did, but they're still putting out the goods.
Yeah, I'm not gonna front. I thought that I kind of was a little skeptical at first, thinking it was gonna phase out over time, but nah, they're still dropping good. They're still dropping heat, and I'm still buying them. So
I've noticed that Twisted has got their own set of Funko Pops coming out. I think this summer.
Finally, yeah, I'm waiting to see how they're gonna look.
I know those have been a long time coming. They've been wanting that Funko deal for a while, and they got it.
Yeah, man, it's dope seeing them get that shit after they've been pushing for it for as long as they have, man.
I'd actually like to get a custom done one day. I know there's a lot of custom Funko makers out there.
Yeah, I've been looking at them too. My boy Chuckles, he actually had a custom one done, and his came out ill. I forgot the person that designed his up, but I remember when he did the limited run of his, and his came out sick.
We have a comment from one of our viewers here, Donnie, Mr. Ryan Herring. Red Herring says he gets a Phantom of the Opera vibes from Donnie's Mash. It's fire. One of my favorite Bushwick's album was Phantom of the Opera. Donnie got crazy bars. Horns up.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that myself. I do. Now that I look at it, I do kind of get a Phantom of the Opera vibe from the Mask. It's dope.
Yeah, this one probably it gives that off just because this is just when I do it the straight white and black one. The original one's white, black, and red. I just been doing it white and black lately just because it matches with more shit, to be honest. But fuck it, how can I describe? It's almost like if you see the red one, it makes more sense. But yeah, I could definitely see where this one looks more Phantom-esque, especially with it being the half face and shit.
Speaking of, I do see you got some of them classic Universal monsters on your T-shirt tonight.
Yes, sir.
Frankenstein and the Bride.
Oh yeah, Frankenstein. With muscles and abs and shit.
Nice. All right, Donnie. Well, I guess we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here for the night. We've had a good session tonight. I definitely want to thank you for coming on, taking time out of your busy schedule to come on here and kick it with us Zooligans. Like I said, we can't wait to see you at camp this year. We know you're going to bring the heat, the fire-ass performance, and we're looking forward to it.
Definitely. Thank you very much. And yes, sir, that is I'm on night 2, 6:30 p.m., I believe, on Saturday. I will see all you motherfuckers there. And thank you very much for having me, man. Can't wait to get up there, yo.
Yes, sir. You want to give any shout outs before we go, Donnie?
Oh, yes, sir. Shout out to my label LSP. Shout out to my crew, the Nightbreed Collective. That's White Cheddar and James Joyce the Swatch. And my record will be dropping this July. Boomsticks and Chainsaws. And I will see all you motherfuckers at Camp Zool.
There you go, Zooligans. We'll see y'all at camp. Long live evil.
That's right.